Brilliant. Thank you very much, Joseph, and welcome everybody to today's session on citizen science, citizen engagement, and digital Earth. Thanks for joining, and the host for today for this session will be Luis Perez-Mora, who we already see on camera, who is actually a representative of the Australian chapter of the International Society for Digital Earth. And myself, I'm Sven Schade. I'm working for the European Commission and its Joint Research Center. So we will walk you through this session, and I hope you will enjoy today's topic. One element, just to re-emphasize what was already said by Joseph, please don't be shy to use the Q&A session. So basically, if any question, any comment comes up during the talks, feel free to already put your questions and comments into that window. We will then have at a later stage the opportunity to revisit what you wrote and address some of your comments directly. So with this, let's get started. We have a packed program, and it will be about citizen science and citizen engagement and digital Earth all the way. So, Luis, what do you think about the topic of today? What comes to your mind when hearing citizen engagement and digital Earth?
Yeah, so hello everyone, Luis here in Australia. Yeah, well, this is a really interesting topic. You know, one of the things that we have been talking about for the last few years, I have to say, is that all our actions should contribute to the well-being of society, and in this context, the engagement of citizens is increasing and recognized as the key ingredient for success. So one of the things that we're trying to understand, or some of the questions that have come up from various sources on the different conferences we have going and from different areas that we have visited is how can we engage? How can we ensure that our citizens engage on this digital Earth agenda all over the planet, and how can we provide them with the right access, or how can we ensure that they collaborate between us? So that's one of the things that I got in my head, and that I'm pretty sure that the panelists that we have here today will be able to help us to understand a little bit more for sure.
Excellent. Now, maybe hang on there, because maybe we should recon a little bit what actually Digital Earth is all about. So basically, we are here in a Digital Earth Summit, which is organized by the International Society. So maybe just a quick reminder what we will talk about, what we mean when we say Digital Earth. I'm just putting up like 3 quite exciting papers we read not long ago about what Digital Earth actually is. So there has been this paper already 10 years ago, actually, talking about a digital nervous system for the planet, where actually satellites and people are observing our environment and what's going on. Then there has been a definition of where Digital Earth is going as a digital twin of the Earth, and simulating future scenarios where we are going, simulating political decisions and see how they affect ourselves. And only this year there was then this big call for eventually having a new science around all this data, which is describing the Earth and its possible future. So I think this is also a bit the framework we are dealing with, isn't it?
Yeah, those are very good articles, and also journals as well. So this is the interesting part, because one of the things I want to address today, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. So we have Digital Earth, citizen engagement. We have these amazing journeys and these amazing journals out there. But there is also a big question that we want to try to answer, you know, and the big question is this: how can Digital Earth empower people to improve social and planetary well-being? So that's the big question, you know. So how can we empower people? How can we empower those that they are interested in knowing more? They are interested in knowing, hey, what is these agendas? What is this Digital Earth? And, you know, they understand, they have what they have researched. But we have this amazing and quite inspiring people out there working on it, working on different journals, working on different information. So how can we empower these society and planetary well-being to get there? You know.
Oh, this is a big question indeed. Maybe we can take a step back and start with two things. So maybe before going for the big question all in one, maybe we look at a framework that is already well known and established, which is the framework of the Sustainable Development Goals. No, it was mentioned quite a lot also yesterday at the summit that there are these 17 goals which provide also a structure to different issues to be addressed for a better planet. And at the same time, also citizen engagement is a huge word. No, it's really, really big. So maybe we can start with a subset of citizen engagement and what it really is. And one of them I found really, really interesting is this notion of citizen science. So really engaging people in scientific research. So what about using the session to really interconnect these two things? So the SDGs and citizen science, and maybe we get first answers to your big question in this way.
Yeah, perhaps. I think one of the things interesting about this session is the panelists that we have here. So it's really, really grateful to see such an interesting mix. You know what I mean? So we have George, we have Stefan, we have Mel, Sven and myself. So covering actually different sections of the planet. You know what I mean? As well. So on today's session. So I'm sure maybe we can just let the panelists to perhaps come up with their presentations, and then start to see how we can start to answer this big question through the different presentations that they got.
Excellent. So let's do that. We have great people in the room already. So let's go ahead. Let's maybe start with Jörn Knobloch, who is actually from the German Natural History Museum in Berlin. And he can actually already give us some insights about this big context of the SDGs and citizen science. So let's hand over to Jörn. So I have to stop sharing here, but then Jörn can start telling us more.